Hey guys, welcome back for another complex combo with your girl Sonia B. So I really had to think a couple of hours about, do I want to jump on here and talk about this subject? I'm not one to really get into it with people about their political views, their views on religion, but something that really hits home to me is the topic of our kids in school. Now, granted, my kids are technically adults, one of which is still in school, in college. Um, but regardless, any child is important to me, especially when I look back on my experience in school and the topics that were taught to me as a child, those that were skimmed over, slavery, Black history. Um, and part of that I can blame on the environment, right? So we tend to be a product of our environment when we go to public schools in certain areas that are predominantly not African American. So therefore, we do not learn a lot about our Black history. But anyway, I digress. So I'm on here because I posed a question to a group that I'm on Facebook. And as many of you may or may not have heard, there's a Missouri teacher who is currently on administrative leave, probably paid. Anyway, on administrative leave because of a history assignment that they gave their fifth grade class, in which they were trying to get them to think about to set prices for certain things, in a certain period of time. Price for grain and fruit, fish, container of oil, those things that we could look back at some of the years that we were born versus what they cost now in 2019, and we could see disparities in that. But the last part of the assignment was asking the children, these fifth grade children, to pick a price for a slave, giving them the idea that they were plantation or farm owners and they need more workers. So, needing more workers, you need to set a price of how much you would pay for slaves to be on your farm. The product not being grain or fish or fruit or a container of oil, but being a slave. Now, I'm incensed by this, yes, because that is culturally inappropriate. It is racism at its best. But in the fifth grade, do you even remember learning in depth about slave trade, the cost, what it meant, what was the premise of slavery, what was the background of slavery, how slavery progressed, what it involved, the disparities it created in the Black household? Did you remember learning that? Because I didn't. I did not learn that in my white privilege school. However, today's teacher, if you are an educator, if you're going to use a lesson such as this, should you not be versed in what it is you're actually bringing up? Do you not think beyond the classroom? These are children that you're sending home with a homework assignment, which I get it. Some parents are hands off. They don't really help their children with an assignment. But if their kids are anything like mine, we're involved, I'm involved, and I'm seeing your assignment, right? So did you not think that some parents somewhere out of that whole classroom population would be upset about that assignment? How is that assignment teaching our students market prices in today's economy? How is that? And my question to you is, this person is put on administrative leave. I'm assuming, this is a big assumption, and I know what they say about assuming, but I'm assuming this person is on paid administrative leave while they figure this out. My personal opinion as a parent is that as a superintendent or school administrator or principal, you are aware of the curriculum that is being taught in the classroom. If you're in the state of California, we've got this god-awful California core curriculum. So there's this core set of curriculum that you are instructed or mandated to teach your children, our children. So somebody somewhere higher up knew of this assignment. You had to. You had to know. You had to know. And you let it happen. So I'm not only holding the teacher responsible, I'm holding the administrative, the superintendent, the principal. I'm holding those above the teacher even responsible for this. Now, I'm not on here in my political soapbox, but this bothered me. So, of course, I'm on here because it's a complex conversation, right? It's complex in nature. It's dealing with racism. We don't want to talk about that as Americans. But I'm on here and I'm talking about it. What did you think about that? Do you think that the teacher, more than the teacher, should be held responsible for this assignment? What are some of the ways that you think our public schools could educate our students on something such as this? I mean, it's quite easy to say that we should be teaching a whole curriculum on slavery. It is not a part of history that was just simply carved out, a small little carve, like it was a little blip that happened. So I do blame, our educational system. But what do you think, as my viewers, my subscribers? What do you think is the bigger issue here? Is it just the teacher? Is it the administrators, the superintendents of the school? Do you feel like our public schools are to blame? I have a mixed bag of friends, and some friends their kids are in private school for matters such as this. But private or public schools, history is history, right? Do you agree that all history should be taught, no matter what you're in, private or public industry? Let me know. Let me hear your thoughts below. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe below. And if you don't choose to subscribe, leave a comment. I would like to talk to you about this. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Do you agree? Do you disagree? But let's do so respectfully, okay? Let me hear your thoughts. Till next time, here's your girl out.